Since I have memory, people have perceived me as many things. For some, I was just a Jew, and for others, I was just a girl who wasn't womanly enough. This idea of identity was a terrible presence where I was always on the edge of either letting it eat me or let me die. Since I have memories, there was this inclination of contaminating everything that I touch, that I have free will and I mean evil. The inclination of me not being a woman enough is that people surrounding me couldn't nor wanted to see me truly as a person, so told me to change in every way possible just to please. This contrast left me in a constant state of anxiety, and my family's history surrounded with trauma and fear. We were afraid of everyone for some time, and my whole family and country couldn't protect me from that quote unquote trauma. In fact, they kind of deepened it. I have this sort of haunting dream that my place is in there, or I don't have a place, or I can't find my key. I saw for a while everyone as a villain or someone who wanted to hurt me for being Jew or for not being the concept of a person that they wanted me to be. And I developed a huge hatred towards my identity. In one hand, our will was one which wills itself purely and graciously and universally to be evil, or that's what people who weren't Jewish were trying to say to me. And in another hand, people reminded me of the shame of my pace as a girl. There was no feeling of identity inside of me, as I said, and I really hated it. I hated this feeling. I couldn't explain it to anyone. This was something highly specific that required some sort of mercy, which I couldn't find. And I was always trying to convey something that couldn't be really conveyed. And I tried to explain something which was kind of an inexplicable, or to tell about something I have in my bones and something which can be expressed only in these bones. Now, art clearly became for me this sort of therapeutic process, and I cannot say that I see my art as unified, complex objects. Art for me was more of a reaction rather than a thought process, which means that whenever I drew or whenever I draw now is because of a past experience that triggered my brain and took its lead on the paper. Thanks to this, everything suddenly became really clear to me. I romanticize and decay with indecision from my art, and I research into my own creations with true realism, which consists in revealing the surprising things which Avid keeps covered and prevents us from seeing. And I finally found it. I could explain what I was through my art, and people could finally understand who I was or why did I acted this sort of way, and people could finally see it, and I could define what I truly wanted to be or what I wanted to be perceived as. I have the feeling that whenever I draw, I am abandoning all evil outflowings of life for all good non outflowings of my mind. And now the question is, how can I truly expand this now that I came into the conclusion that I finally found my way of self-expression? Because there's so much medium that I can use to expand my triggers, and there's no end to it, there's no trick to it, and I want a space where I can indulge in this perspicuity. I want to collaborate with people that also use their art as a raw immunity. And there's still many experiences that I need to showcase and confront through my art. And there's still a lot of people who I want to morph our experiences with in a collective way.